Hello everybody, this is Benjamin White coming today with a video review, and today I'll be reviewing a movie actually. As you can see by what's in front of the camera, I am reviewing the new 2014 Godzilla movie. Yeah. And right off the bat I'm going to say this movie, in my personal opinion, was absolutely awesome. I can see again why people don't like it, but in my personal opinion it was awesome. Anyway, I will get down with, I'm going to talk about the negatives about this movie first. Negative number one. I don't remember the actor's actual name. I could probably just look on the back of the box, but I don't want to. But the guy that played Walter White in Breaking Bad, for the beginning of the movie, he was that guy is a really good actor. Or he just did a really good job at acting in his part in this movie, and it kind of made the rest of the cast, I'm not sure, but compared to him, it really made the other cast look bad. And when they killed him off very early on in the movie, well, the person that plays his wife also was a really good actor, and when they kill those two people off early on in the movie, it almost feels like the movie loses something. Though in all
Godzilla shows up.
But in all honesty, it isn't that big of a deal.
In my opinion, Walter White was a placeholder for Godzilla.
Yeah, but a movie basically marketed as a face-off against Godzilla and Walter White, it kind of seemed like. Anyway, on to the next flaw. Flaw number 2. In all honesty, the amount of time Godzilla got in the movie, he did seem a little lacking in the movie, I have to agree, a little bit. But what really made it seem like he was lacking was that they gave the Matos more screen time. Yes, hang on. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a cough. I have a little bit of a cough right now, so sorry about that. But anyway, they gave the Matos more screen time than Godzilla. And I can kind of understand why, because there's two Matoses. There's a male. There is two Matoses. There's a male and a female. So I kind of can see why they gave them more screen time, but still, in all honesty, there are two scenes where I felt that they should have extended. And that is like at the airport scene before they cut away to the news broadcast, because I actually like that. They should have given us a minute of fighting before they cut away to the news broadcast. That, I think, would have been cool and nice to have seen. And then before the door, when Godzilla is fighting the Matos and then the door shut and it just cuts away, I was like, what? I wish they would have given us another minute of fighting, kept the door closing, but instead of cutting back to the human characters, cut back to Godzilla and the male Matos fighting for about a minute. And then cut away. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there was anything else I didn't like. Well, actually, I can't really think of anything else. Those are mainly my complaints about this movie. So anyway, other than the pros, Godzilla's new design is absolutely sick. Godzilla's new design is, like I said, absolutely sick. It really is awesome. I absolutely love it. The Matoses, I really like their design. I love the concept that they're creatures from an ancient age that eats nuclear energy. And which, this one guy in the comments started a flame war saying Godzilla would totally own the new one, because he's like a living nuclear weapon. And the new Godzilla could take out 2 bugs. Well, these 2 bugs were bugs that ate radioactive energy or nuclear actually ate nuclear weapons for breakfast. Literally, they actually, I think, do it at one point in the movie. Actually, they do it at one point in the movie. At the train scene, the female eats, I believe it shows the female eating a 15 megaton bomb. And to take that on, the Milmatos, which is like half the size of Godzilla, is about the same size as the original Godzilla. I was looking at the wiki. It may even be a little bigger. Godzilla, I love his design in this, like I said before. Even most of the actors actually weren't that bad of actors. Most of them did a really good job, in my personal opinion. For a fact, I'm trying to think if there was anyone in that movie that I felt was a horrible actor. And in all honesty, the acting was decent in the movie. I can't really think of anybody in the movie. Well, I felt that the Japanese scientist dude, he may have just been staring a lot in the movie, but he was, in all honesty, a decent actor too. His acting was decent. I just felt that he had too many they showed too many close-ups of him staring. I agree with that honest thriller thing when they were talking about all he did in the movie was stare and say that one line, except he did say a lot more. He actually talks a lot in the movie, just letting you know that. I just agree with him saying that he did do a lot of just staring in the movie. Anyway, though it didn't bother me at all. Really, it didn't bother me all that much. I just noticed that he does do that in the movie. In the minute the Matoses, by the way, actually kind of kiss in the movie, and the minute they do it, Elizabeth's like all of a sudden, okay, I'm ready for the Matos. It was, I thought that was funny, but yeah.
But then Godzilla beats them awesomely enough to make up.
Kiss of death.
Got destroyed.
Godzilla just like. I almost thought Godzilla was going to break the female's jaws like King Kong, but then he pulls them up to a certain point and then just blasts her with a radioactive breath thing down the throat and causes her throat to explode, which kills her, if you didn't guess. Though I quite didn't understand that, because they eat radioactive energy, so shouldn't they kind of have a resistance against it? Or maybe they have weak points, I don't know. Anyway, well, that has been my review for the Godzilla 2014 film. I am personally going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. It does have its flaws, so I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. Though I haven't watched a single Godzilla movie that I would give a 10 out of 10 yet. Except maybe the original. No, that I would give a 7, in all honesty, but...
In my opinion, once you account for the fact that it was made in 1954...
Okay, I would give it a 9, but it still has its flaws too.
Yeah,
even for its age.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They said they had a bit better technology than that back then.
Anyway, can I go back to the review, Josh? It's already kind of going on longer than I wanted it to. Anyway, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, because it does have its flaws. I hope one day they do make a Godzilla movie that, well, okay, it has too many flaws to give it a 10 out of 10. I hope one day they make a Godzilla movie that can be rated 10 out of 10. It still has flaws, but they're easy enough to overlook. This one, the flaws are, yes, they're easy enough to overlook, but there's so many, there are 3 flaws, and one in particular is really hot. You kind of can't overlook, but it's still a good movie with that flaw. And that flaw, by the way, is the lack of Godzilla screen time in making it seem even making his screen time seem even less in the movie when they made the Matoses more. Though for the guy that made this, I forget his name. I knew their names, but the minute I make the review, they leave my mind. I actually knew all the guys' names that I'm mentioning in the movie in this review. It's just the minute I turned on the camera, what was their names? So I could probably just look on the back of this real quickly, but I'm too lazy to do that. So anyway, 9 out of 10 for this review. Please rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Please let me know what your opinions were about this movie. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Benjamin signing out. See you later on the next review or video, whatever.